We went into contract, I think the address is 9529 Manzanita, and cute little house in Ben Lomond, so we're
Nice.
at our price pretty much.
Alright.
And what price point was that?
It was $432.
And it was adorable.
Thank you. It was.
Anyone else get into contract last week? I did. And it's a nice one, 150 26th Avenue. List price is 1675. Yeah, some nice buyers are out there right now. Okay, anyone get a new buyer last week?
Yeah, Sam, Blue Sky. It's kind of an interesting story I wanted to share quickly. I helped kind of an acquaintance with an addiction, kind of talk him through the process while he was out of the country. Just said, hey, you need to file this, and this, call this attorney. And they called me last week and out of the blue, and we'll put in an offer somewhere today.
Awesome.
So,
It's all
Paying it
about
forward.
service, right? I have a buyer for Pleasure Point. If anyone has anything up to $2 million in the Pleasure Point area, talk to me.
Literally has a forward clear. It's a little above that price when it's working with.
I've seen that. That's a pretty fabulous building. Okay. Who took a listing last week? What'd you get?
I have, it's on Broker's Tour today with lunch. It's 808 Encino Drive, and it's surprisingly a very nice Encino Drive property. Driveway's nice and wide, not too scary. Custom woodwork throughout to die for. Douglas fir and cork floors, and then kitchen, bathrooms, and closets all have solid core bamboo custom woodwork all throughout. So it's definitely worth coming to look at. And surprisingly low highway noise. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,200 square feet on a 6,400 square foot lot for $619.
Thank you. Yes.
I've got one that's just come on Monday, I'm on tour today, I'm in Bonnie Doon, that's why I'm gonna have to split out of here, like pretty much immediately. 2055 Azalea Lane, we're on at 749, it's on an acre and a third, about a 2,000 square foot house. Absolutely gorgeous, stunning gardens, the floors are all locally milled and grown tan oak. One of the owners is a woodworker and he works himself, it's a really nice place. So worth the trip out, and I have treats for the buyer.
Right.
749.
Address?
155 is out, very first thing on the tour sheet.
Anyone else? Yes, Rob.
It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, about 1,200 square feet. I think the lot is over 6,000 square feet. It is in the Felton area. It's 290 Glengarry. It's right off Highway 9. I'm going to make sure it's on the tour sheet when I get on the market next week to not use your GPS, because your GPS will take you all the way around. Glengarry is right off of Highway 9, but your GPS will make you take the next street. Anyway, so our list price will be $459. We'll be on the market next week. It's a nice little house.
Thank you. Anyone else? Your listings?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a new restaurant. Hester Creek Lane. I know. I already did it. I already did it.
How about new attendees today?
Yeah.
Or did you have
We have a new listing also at Leonard Scott Real Estate Group, and it's on tour today. It's 553 37th Avenue, and it's at $599.9. It's 816 square feet. It's a 2-1, and Ray has promised to have a great lunch for you guys to make sure you show up and eat all the food.
Nice. Anyone else? Okay, new attendees today?
Who attends Chris?
Yeah, awesome.
Hi, yeah, Chris Gordon, Geodisclosure. Yeah, this is great. I was invited down here by Janet, and I'm glad I came because I was curious, and it's great to see that all the variety of people here and be able to connect with all of you guys. Let you know about my services. In case you don't know me, I have a local company that does natural hazards disclosure. We specialize in Santa Cruz County, and also I do drainage and erosion inspections of properties as well. Happy to serve you guys.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Okay, positive story. Transaction of the week.
I have a transaction of last week. I purchased my own townhome. Closed on Friday and started tearing it apart on Saturday. I went to my first HOA meeting last night.
And you're president, right?
Did you pass out the Ambien?
Yeah. Chill pills for everybody.
Okay, Janet?
Well, positive story this past week, and I don't know if some of you recall, about a couple months ago, I announced that coming to this meeting generated a sale. And Sam Bird came to his first meeting a couple months ago, about 3 months ago, and was brave enough to stand up during the wants and needs and say, I've got something I need in Pleasure Point. Well, about 2 months before, I remember I had announced that I had this kind of pocket listing in Pleasure Point, but of course Sam wasn't here. So when he stood up and announced it, we talked about it, and we closed on Tuesday, $820,000 sale over in Pleasure Point. So it's worth coming to this meeting. Now, along that line, Frank had put me to the task. He said, well, when you close, you got to provide goodies for the group. So your goodies are actually out at 227 Wilkes Circle at our So I'll jump ahead on the tour property. 227 Wilkes Circle is absolutely adorable. It's on the west side. It's priced at $569. Whether you're buying it for whether it's a first-time home buyer, a second home buyer, it's close enough to walk to all the little beaches there. Everything's been done: carpets, paint, new windows. It just really shines. So for $569, it's worth going by. And Daryl's out there today. He's got music and goodies and lunch. He's open till 1:30. So if you miss it before 12, go out there at 1:30.
Anyone else? Yes.
Well, this is my first time. I'm Frank DeMiro from Rainbow Carpet. I'm not a broker, but you guys have seen me before. I have a friend of mine who has a townhouse in Harbor Knolls condos. I don't know if you know it. I'm sure you all know it. And she wants to sell this apartment for $650. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1,800 square feet. And then she wants to buy another place in Capitola for about $850.
So she's looking for an agent?
She's looking for somebody, yes.
There you go.
I'll put my card in front. You can call me and see what we can do with it.
There you go.
I'll give you a card right now.
Thank you.
That's okay. Okay, I got 2932 Granite Creek Road in Scotts Valley on this morning. I dropped it to $659.9. This is
It's a great house.
great price, and we priced it to get it done this week. So please come and see me at 2932 Granite Creek Road.
Good.
Frank, did you say something about if somebody puts in an order for carpet, that was the person who was going to get that carpet?
Absolutely.
Martha needs carpet.
She needs carpet.
Martha needs carpets. There you go.
Absolutely. I also have another one if you don't mind me mentioning.
Oh, my God.
A couple that,
You want to sell more carpet?
no, I have another couple that specialize in RCFEs. I don't know, those are assisted living homes. And they're looking to rent 4 of them. So if anybody has a single 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom place that would be good for this, assisted living, they're looking to rent 4 of them.
You mean a house with 4 bedrooms or 4 different ones?
No, they want 4 different houses, each one having about 4 minimum bedrooms with 2
Just regular
bathrooms.
single-family homes somewhere in a neighborhood.
Something that's pretty, that's nice for all elderly people. They want to put them in an upscale assisted living home for the elderly.
Okay, thank you.
So let me know.
Any other tour properties for today? Yes, Martha.
I've got, I think for a minute, I've been gone for a couple of weeks. 15715 Forest Hill, and I like to think of it as a very Mad Men-esque Eichler. It's been frozen in time, 1963. It's 1,173 square feet. It's, they haven't done any updates to it. It's just like it was. And if you know Bear Creek Estates, that was a really neat development in the early 60s. And this house sits on probably one of the largest parcels there. It's almost a ½ acre. It's in the sun. It's completely private. It goes down a really nice driveway. The house looks out away from the neighborhood, so it looks into the green belt. And the creek and the country club is right next door, which is a tennis and racket swim club. And it's a 3 and 2. It's listed at $497. We're getting a lot of action on that. So I'll be there today, not serving any fancy food at all. It'll be snack bars and probably bottled water. But also, can I announce price reductions?
Yes. Sure, we're rolling right into that
Okay.
next, so go for it.
Okay, great. My ranch, Slayer Ranch, which is at 20175 Big Basin, 5 acres, was at 747. We just reduced it to 699 due to health reasons of the seller. It is a bargain at 699.
And what is it?
It is a 3 and 2 on 5 acres. It's horse property, three-car detached garage with workshop. It's got a corral. It's got a cool-down arena. It's got about a 2-horse stall with wash-down area. It's really, really perfect horse property. It borders the Big Basin State Park. You can ride right onto the park property from this property. It's about 2 miles past Boulder Creek Golf Course. My other reduction is 240 Keller. It was reduced from 369 to 329. And that's a little 2-bedroom, 1-bath house on the creek, 1 mile out of town, off of Bear Creek Road. It's a fixer. It's going to have a septic system installed as part of the deal. So.
I need a single level up to probably 3,500 square feet, up to 2 million. Probably with some interesting architecture. Probably not right on the ocean because they want to get back from fog. SoCal South.
I've got a couple. I have a potential seller, so if anybody has someone who's looking for over an acre in Corlitas, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. He bought an REO a couple years ago, so he's gone through and redone a lot of stuff, you know, down to the subfloor in the bedrooms and redone the whole HVAC system. Pool in the backyard, really nice, wide open, single level. So if anybody knows somebody who's looking in Corlitas, maybe we can do a deal because he doesn't think he's quite ready to list yet.
What general area of Corlitas?
Haynes.
The street?
Haynes, price range, $850.
Horse property?
It could, no, you have to have 3 acres out there.
No.
An acre and a half? It's about an acre and a half.
Okay.
So potentially, yes, but most of the yard is fenced around a pool, so
Okay.
probably not horse property.
Horse have to swim.
I have a buyer who's looking for a horse property, and you know, I know it's impossible. He would like to stay under 700,000, so I'm trying to get him out there to see. Oh, Gordon's already gone. However, they do horse rescues, so they need arenas, 10 to 12 paddocks, stuff like that. So if anybody has a rotten little house and great horse amenities, let me know. Or if you have a client or know of someone who would be willing to lease out the horse amenities, let me know.
Okay. Anyone else?
Evan,
Yes.
looking for a buyer for my Harbor Oaks. It just went back on the market again. It's a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath. It is a townhouse, not a condo, so FHA will qualify. Carport, we fell escrow because the buyer was FHA and she had a student loan that she hadn't reported initially, so she couldn't afford the unit. Looking for a buyer. Don't worry about the price. Just give me an offer.
What is the price?
$345. It's negotiable.
Thanks. I'm looking for something in the Seabright area. Anything in Seabright,
Okay.
up to 900,000. Big
Some
lot.
great buyers that we can all be considering when we're doing our prospecting, right? I mean, some solid cash buyers here and such. That's true.
So I've got a horse property with a really spectacular house. I'm pretty sure almost none of you have seen it. It's been on for a while. It's now down to 1,495. We're really pushing for another price reduction. It is through the center of Monte Vista School. So it's that far out. Behind the school, there's only a few properties back there. I think about 13 acres. It has an Olympic-size dressage arena outdoor and about a half-size one covered. So it doesn't have any trails around there, but if that is the discipline that your buyers into. And the house is it's interesting how some horse people don't care much about the house, but this house is pretty spectacular. It's been all remodeled a couple years ago. So if you've got one spouse that loves dressage and the other one loves gardening, it's a fantastic spot. It's not, you know, we have it on tour occasionally. It's been on for a while. It's just people don't get all the way out there. But if you've got a horse buyer, we are trying to get the price down. And
What's the address?
it is 167 School Way.
Anyone else? Exclusives, not yet on market? Everyone's very quiet with their inventory.
It's a violation, you know.
Well, yeah.
Off market MLS, be careful.
Yeah.
MLS guy right here.
Well, that's true. That's true.
That's why we know the cops are in here.
We know.
New listings not on tour. Any new listings not on tour? Okay. Where's Bill? Did you know? Did you know? Does anyone have a did you know?
Janet, you got it.
Janet, come on, let's tell them.
Okay,
Share the love.
so it's just really quick, and then we can all share. But back in the 1800s, did you know that men that were wealthy were big wigs? And nowadays, men that are wealthy are called big wigs.
Okay, we have a guest speaker today. Our guest speaker is Rose Gianetto. Right. Woohoo! And she is with Santa Cruz Staging. Welcome, Rose. Hi.
She got some pressure to buy.
Thank you for your time and thank you for letting me speak. I just wanted to talk briefly about some staging and our goal in staging. Thank you. So our goal is to help you sell your house for the best price you can because I think your house is going to sell anyway. We just want to get you the best price. We focus on the house's, the property's best features and we pay down the name of everything that's done. And what we like to do is when your client walks in the house, we want them to be surprised. We want to put a smile on their face. Because they make up their mind pretty quickly. They make up their mind maybe 30 seconds when they're not making the house. So we want that first impression to be the best it can be. On these handouts, you can see some before and afters. On there, our house is going to show much better when it's staged. Also, when it comes to internet advertising, you can't really get a scale of a room unless there's something in it, like a sofa or chairs, etc. So these days, a lot of people are looking at your internet ads before they go out to the property. So in these, you can tell where your furniture is going to give scale to the room. People can say, oh, I can fit a family of 6 or 3 or etc. And it's proven that staged homes are sold for 9% more than the unstaged. And let's see what else. So we want your property to be exciting from the beginning of your listing because that's when you get your most traffic. That's all. Everyone's excited about it. So we like to get in from the very start before you do your price reductions. We also believe what's proven that if you stage a home that looks better, that money invested is much better than reducing your price by say 10 or 15,000. Staging is much cheaper. We are locally owned. We have our own inventory, so that keeps our prices down. We can usually get a home staged in less than a week. So if you have an urgent need, we can usually accommodate you. And so my background is design, and I plugged it into staging so that we can make the best of what you have. Basically, that's where we go. Any questions?
Sure, how much?
Basically, okay, I'm going to say around $1,600 gets you in the door for a couple of months. And then from that point on, maybe $400 a month, and that's optional. Like the $1,600 gets you in for 2 months, it's a contract. And then from there on, it's if you want to continue, we continue as long as you want.
Is that on a 2,000 square foot house or a 4,000
You know, I
square foot
usually,
house?
I stage the living areas, the kitchen, dining, living room, bathrooms, and master bedroom. And then beyond that, people can usually figure it out themselves.
Okay.
So that's usually what I go for.
How long does it take to stage a house?
A good solid day.
Good solid day?
Yeah, and then I'll usually come back the next day with odds and ends, things like that, finishing touches. I should also preface that with, you know, if there's a lot of stairs, if it's out in the Tulies, it might be a little bit more money, just because it costs more for labor, you know, and things like that.
How much notice do you need?
I like to have 5 days.
Okay, that's great.
Yes, both tear down and setting up.
Okay.
How long have you been in business?
Well, I've been a designer all my life, so my whole career. My staging, I've gone in and out of staging all my career as well, but recently, the past year, I've concentrated on staging more than design.
When you're staging a home that's owner occupied, how do you deal with their stuff?
Usually, I take a lot of it out. Where do you put it? I put it in their garage. It's hard to integrate both, you know, my furniture and theirs, mostly because, you know, they may have pets and they smoke. and I don't want that on my furniture. But usually, most of theirs goes in the garage.
Any other questions?
Thank you, Janet, for inviting me.
Do you go your cost to escrow?
I can do that, but usually I like to get a deposit. I usually have my move-in cost paid up front.
Okay.
And then the rest, I just fill out. I can do escrow if you like that.
Okay.
Okay? That's awesome. And I'm going to leave some cards out here, and there's flyers, and I hope to hear from you.
Great, thank you very much. Going around are these little postcards. I want to personally invite all of you, bring your friends. This is a fundraiser we do annually to benefit O'Neill's Sea Odyssey. It's on Harbor Beach behind my office. We have wonderful restaurants. Extra large is going to shake it up a little bit this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. White Clark is stepping up again as MC this year, and please come and join us. It's great fun for a great cause. Where's Clark at? Lay your update.
I want to update. Everybody knows the rates are going up, but did you know that there are a couple proposals on the table that are going to affect purchasing power of your buyers? Number one, maximum debt to income ratio could be dropping to 43%. Right now it's at 50 or above, so that's going to cut purchasing power. And the other thing is there's talk about lowering the conforming loan limit from 417 down to 400 and from 625 to 6, and FHA from 729 down to 625. So if those come into play, they're going to affect what your buyer can buy.
Any idea when what's your timeline?
They're talking about the 1st of January.
Okay. So by now.
So by now.
Exactly. Yes.
I just wanted to thank Chris Gordon. I called for a geo disclosure last night in kind of a panic, and I already have it in my email.
And I just wanted to say one thing. I was going to give you guys a little update on something, and then ask you for some help with something. And the first thing is just last week, you know, if you do a short sale or a foreclosure and you have debt forgiveness, it can be taxed as regular income. It's been a law extended for a couple of years now. The feds extended theirs right after January. The state still had not, and they just attached it to a bill in a committee that may not pass. So we'll see if they get it through by the end of the year. But if you have somebody who does a short sale in 2013, they may be due for the state tax as income on the debt forgiveness. That would force people primarily to use bankruptcy. There is a bankruptcy seminar, not a how-to guide, I hope, but a bankruptcy seminar here on the 30th of September. There's another alternative that people do use to avoid the big credit hit, which is insolvency. So, you know, it's a great excuse to call an accountant and say, I may have some mutual clients for us in the future.